Halo semuanya, apa kabar? Let me see here. Let me get my things set up. Yep, my name is Rudy, and I'm the CEO of Wowrack Indonesia, and also one of the product specialists for Cloud Raya. Once again, thank you so much for being here with us on this live webinar. And also, I'm so excited to share even more updates on what's going on with the technologies, which are always keep advancing. Oh yeah, by the way, I will do this webinar in English since some of our attendees are English speaking. So we'll start with those English. So if anyone that needs to help or need assistance, please do let the host know about any questions that you may have arise. Okay, thank you so much. So let me start with explaining to what is Cloud Raya, right? Cloud Raya, it's a secure, redundant, and a robust public cloud in Indonesia, and also made in Indonesia, which is developed by our own engineers and software developers who are expert in the fields, basically. And it is brought to you by Wowrack itself, and we are pretty much carry what virtualization technology such as KVM, Hyper-V, Zen, and many more coming up for that. As far as payment goes, we have a flexible usage payment, meaning that you only pay for what you use. So if let's say you use only 15 days in a month, then you only pay for 15 days. If you use anything that less than 15 days, then yes, you just pay whatever that you use. And by design, we do anytime and anywhere deployment design, meaning that anywhere in the world, globally, you can actually spin up or launch any virtualizations anytime. So currently, Cloud Raya, our infrastructure are scattered into what we call locations. As of now, we have location in Jakarta. We call it Jakarta locations. And future in July 2020, we are launching our Seattle location. And also by August 2020, we will have Surabaya locations. We are hoping with our current locations we have, our customer will be able to use this cloud anywhere, any place, time in the world, basically. And hopefully, and many more locations in the near futures, in which part of the plans we will have Singapore and also New York. And let me share with you the current state of our Cloud Raya. I guess the most active current features that are being used with Cloud Raya customers, right? Of course, number one is compute power, right? So meaning that anyone that wants to run their applications or their websites, they need the compute power, the main brain of the technology, right? So this is what we call virtual machine. The second mostly used for our features are the secured scalable storage. This is where our customers store their data and their backups in the cloud. So no need to worry whether the data is, they can access it anywhere globally, pretty much. And the number three features that are being actively used, it's called load balancer. What is load balancer? Load balancer is a way of distributing loads into multiple virtual machines so that it can serve the purpose of, like, for example, high traffic applications and our websites. And in this case, with our load balancer, our customer actually leverage our high-speed network to local exchanges. In this case, in Indonesia, it includes IIX and also NewIX and also any CDNs around the world. And not left for this, we have the firewall security, where you can actually create custom security profile for each of your virtual machine. So these four features are pretty much actively used by our current customers, and we are actually I'm actually now pretty much so excited to actually announce the upcoming features based on our combinations, discussions of our customer feedbacks, and also our internal product development team. In July 2020, we will be launching our Snapshot Capabilities. This is an awesome feature where you can actually snapshot your own VM and make a duplicate of your current running VM pretty much. And once you have made a duplicate of your current running VM, you can actually convert that into a new VM or an OS template so that you can actually restore or launch a new one without the need to do the whole 9 years again or setting up from the beginning. So usually this is more of a feature where you already configure certain applications in your virtual machine, and maybe maybe it takes about 1 or 2 hours to configure, and you decided to do a snapshot. So maybe in the next few days you need to have another VM that has the same settings as the first running VM. Then you can actually do that without the need to spend another 2 hours to set it up pretty much. So that is the snapshot features. And also for this next July updates, since we are all about simple and robust, we are going to introduce the public cloud management, meaning that the centralized public cloud management, and we will be releasing AWS management module version 1.0 this July. I'm pretty sure some of you already use AWS instance in any regions in the world, maybe Singapore or Japan or Australia. So you can actually now, in July 2020, to manage them directly in Cloud Raya. You can launch a new instance, create a new security group, new key pairs, elastic IPs, and you want to add additional volumes into your AWS instances. The PCM, or we call it Public Cloud Management roadmap for this year, will actually include GCP, which is the Google Cloud provider, and also Azure by Microsoft. So you will have one centralized place to actually manage all these public cloud in Cloud Raya. So pretty much that is what the updates that we will have for July 2020. And we all know that this year is quite a hectic year for all of us, right? And because due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the pandemic season itself require us to be agile in everything that we do. PSBB and working from home, WFH, are over. Some countries are stopping that, and what's next for businesses, basically? Oftentimes, I talk to our partners, our friends and customers. They are actually facing problems during these transition periods. And what I notice is most of them will talk about a collaboration problem during this period between the workforce or employees who work at home, still working at home, or actually working at the office. So this is one of the problems they are having, and oftentimes they will see, how can we do this? So how? What is the whole idea of this problem that they are facing, right? How to make a solutions, or how to make this transition as smooth as possible. To be honest, it's never too late to do a proper planning. Pretty much, it's never too late for it. You plan how this transition is going to work, between the on-site and the off-sites, and also not to forget, it is always better to over-communicate between the team that is on-site and off-site teams. And importantly, the business must be using the right tools to accommodate this collaboration between the two sides. What are the right tools, right? I mean, I guess we all know already this COVID has been around since, I guess, the beginning of the year, yeah. Right now, we all use video conferencing, right? To meet up, virtual meeting. We use, Google Meet, Zoom, right? And Not to forget about file sharing method, right? We use Dropbox, OneDrive, or Google Drive to share documents with our coworkers, with our boss, and everyone basically, pretty much, you know. And also, we all need a centralized online information because it's no longer on paper, right? Everything is on digital, or any documentations that needs to be kept or available to our customers or to the public, right? So we use things such as SharePoints or even Google Docs, which is part of the Google apps, right? And this is something that, you know, the tools that we need pretty much. Okay? But, you know, sometimes it's a hassle to actually use different apps at the same time, you know. And the right tools can get expensive as well, as we know. In this case, I'm not going to say who is more expensive or things like that, right? But don't worry about that. There is one that can cater to all the above. And importantly, it is affordable. This is where a remedy comes in for all the hassles that we have been facing during these transitions. Everyone, I would like to introduce Zimbra 9, which is one tool that fits all. Zimbra 9 has what we call Zimbra Connect. Okay, what is Zimbra Connect? Zimbra Connect is pretty much a one-on-one and a group chat. So you can have a one-on-one, a private chat, or even a team chat between our employees, with our co-workers, right? And we will have group and channel video calls. And not only that, it can be integrated to its file sharing. And also we can do screen sharing as well for Zimbra Connect. Then we have this, what we call Zimbra Drive, right? We use it as a file and sharing storage. You can save your documents, save your photos, medias, or you can use it as a backup files. You know, anything that's all about storage. And it's easily integrated to Zimbra Connect. So if, let's say, you're chatting or you're doing a video call and you want to share files, you can share files within the Zimbra Connect. And also easily integrated into Zimbra Docs, which is, I want to show that Zimbra Docs itself offers a feature-rich office productivity. They have documents, which is just like Words in Microsoft. They have spreadsheets, and they have presentations. All these three are the most common things, or basically the mandatory tools or applications that we use on our day-to-day at work, right? And you know, one more thing that I'm very, very, very excited is that you can actually collaborate all those three in real time with your co-workers. This is something that is very much help us to be able to, you know, do more collaborations in real time. So those are the three main features that actually built into Zimbra 9 that we can use right away. You know, pretty much what we can use at the same time with our co-workers in our office for our businesses. And probably some of you already using Zoom, pretty much, or maybe all of you are using Zoom for your video conferencing or virtual meetings. And maybe it's, you know, maybe you think, why do I have to move to Zimbra Connect or use Zimbra Connect as part of it? I already have Zoom. Yes, maybe you can use that Zoom still. You still, you know, maybe you still have comfortable. Don't worry. As what Zimbra motto says, that Zimbra is extensible. It's meaning that you can actually integrate Zoom into the Zimbra 9 collaboration platform. So you extend that, you extend your Zimbra with Zoom within one applications at all. Very easy integration to Zoom, and it's only one click Zoom meeting in Zimbra. So you invite your attendees, and pretty much they will be sent the link to actually join the Zoom meeting. Not only the Zoom, guys, pretty much. You can have Slacks. If you guys use Slacks, you can have Dropbox. which is can be integrated into Zimbra 9, so that you don't need to move away from the one tool that fits all, pretty much. Just remember that moving application is a hassle sometimes, yes. And also, this Zimbra 9 will be able to help you guys to be able to just stick to one applications and actually do many collaboration tools at the same time. Finally, to add, Zimbra, you may have known that it is just a mail program in the past, right? But now, Zimbra 9 is no longer just a mail program, but it is a collaboration tool applications that we can all use together. So now, we will have Piyush from Zimbra to show more on what Zimbra 9 can do. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time today. Okay, Dodi, I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Rudy Setiawan, for the fruitful explanation about Cloud Raya and Zimbra 9. What I'd like to highlight from the presentation by Mr. Rudy Setiawan is the importance of collaboration tools after the pandemic, in which businesses have to struggle and have to think of what's next in order to survive. But for now, let us discuss more about collaboration tools and move to the next session. In the following session, we will get the opportunity to know more about Zimbra. In short, Zimbra is a collaboration tool which permits you to use services such as work collaboration, storage, mailing, and so forth. However, to get a better understanding of how powerful and beneficial Zimbra is, Mr. Piyush Mathur will deliver his presentation about it. So, Mr. Piyush Mathur, time is yours.
Thank you so much, and welcome everyone. I will be running you through the Zimbra 9 features, the enhancements that we have done in Zimbra 9. And once we are done with this short presentation, I will also try and do a small demo of the new UI and the integrations that we have done with Zimbra 9. So Zimbra 9 was launched early this year with some of the cool new features. The Zimbra 9 modern and the responsive UI. We have got new third-party integrations that makes Zimbra more extensible, more integrable with third-party business applications or any homegrown applications that you may have. Zimbra has a completely new framework for Zimlet development. So people who are new to Zimlets are basically small mashups that we create in Zimbra to integrate third-party applications to pull data from them into your Zimbra client. So they can be third-party business applications like we will discuss later, or you may have your own homegrown applications like a leave management or an expense management tool, or any tool that you may kind of integrate Zimbra with. Zimbra allows you to have a choice of deployment, and we respect your data security, data privacy, and data sovereignty, which means Zimbra allows a lot of security features that are built in to the product. We respect your privacy, and therefore we do not mine your data. We do not create any intelligence around the emails that you have on your Zimbra server. And we allow you to host Zimbra in a geography of your own choice. So if you want to deploy Zimbra in Indonesia, you can do that. If you want to deploy Zimbra in your own geography, in a data center that is governed by the local laws, we allow you that flexibility to opt for. The Zimbra, as I said, Zimbra has a new UI, but that being said, we still give you choices of using the classic UI, or if you really want to use the new Zimbra 9 UI. So if the end user is doesn't want to experience the cool new features and is comfortable with the classic UI, the end user can switch back himself or herself to use the classic one. This is the Zimbra 9 UI. This is how it looks like. And the best part with Zimbra 9 UI is this is a completely responsive UI. The features really do not drop when you move from a mobile browser to a full-blown desktop or a tablet browser. The end user experience really does not change on the device that you are accessing your email from. So no user learning curve, no feature drops across any of the platforms that you want to access your emails. Zimbra 9, as I said, is extensible, which means you are able to integrate with some of third-party business applications. To name a few, we already have integrations with Slack, Zoom, Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, and so on and so forth. And these are just not the ones. There are many others that will be coming along the way, right? So if the basic idea is if you are using any of those business applications, we will respect your investments on those business apps. We will make sure that you are still able to use them with integrations into the Zimbra client. So you don't have to just do away with those investments or technologies. You can definitely keep on using those and integrate them within the Zimbra client. Deploying those Zimlets has always been pretty simple. You can just log into the web client or the web admin console, browse for the Zimlet and deploy it. On the screen on the left is the user interface where the user is able to see the Zimlets that has been enabled for him or her. Zimbra, as I said, allows you full privacy. So if you want to host it, in your own data center in your organization, you do that. If you want to host it with a service provider partner within the geographies of Jakarta or Indonesia, you are free to do that. And Zimbra provides some native security features to ensure that your data is secure. So we have native two-factor authentication, digital encryption and signing of emails, which means S-MIME. We have real-time backup and restore. All of those features are MAPI connected to the Outlook client, remote wipe to the mobile devices, and many others that help you to secure your data from wherever you are accessing it from. This is the difference between the classic and the new UI. The UI in the front is the Zimbra 8 UI or the UI that most of us have been used to if you've been using Zimbra. The UI in the background is the Zimbra 9 UI. So if you are a user who really wants to experience the new integrations, the new features of Zimbra 9, you can switch over to Zimbra 9. And if you are fond of the classic UI, you as an end user do get a choice of switching between the classic and the new UI. So again, it is not forced by the IT that you have to use the new UI only. So you are you as an end user has a choice to use the client that you are fond of or you are used to. Zimbra 9 always has always been allowing you to have your own color schemes, your own logos, your own fonts, all of that. So Zimbra can be completely customized to have a look and feel of your own organization logos and color schemes. Last but not the least, Zimbra is the lowest, provides you the lowest cost of ownership for any email software, primarily because some of the native, uh, you know, features that come with the product, whether it is backup, whether it is multi-factor authentication, whether it is S-MINE, any of those basic antivirus, anti-spam capabilities. So there are many other features that are built into the product that help reduce the cost of ownership to owning a Zimbra. Yeah. Zimbra, as I said, is secure, private, and we respect your data sovereignty. It is pretty simple to scale from a very small deployment to a large deployment without disturbing the existing deployment. So if you are hosted with a partner like Wowrack, and Wowrack is increasing their user base and adding more and more services, you as an existing customer will never face an outage because of Wowrack adding more resources, Wowrack adding more compute, or Wowrack adding more users. And similarly, if you are deployed on-premise and if you add more users or more resources, it will not hamper your existing users. Zimbra, especially in these days where most of us are working from home or coming to the office off and on, we need our emails to be accessible every time on any devices of our choice and wherever we are. So Zimbra allows you to ensure that you are able to access emails on the mobile devices. You are able to synchronize your calendars, your address book lookups. All of that can happen on your tablets and the mobile devices. At the same time, you can even secure them. So for example, if I am a user who lost my mobile device, you can remotely wipe out the data on the device, or even uh, define which devices are allowed to access corporate data. So basic MDM capabilities are built in to the product. We give you a choice of deploying whether you want to do it in your own data center, you want to do it in a cloud, a public cloud, or a private cloud. You want to do a hybrid deployment, whether it is hybrid in terms of some users on a service provider cloud, some users on your own data center, some users on Exchange, some users on Zimbra, some users on Office 365, some users on Zimbra, and so on and so forth. So you have a wide variety of deployment options depending on what is your exact requirement. We, along with the partner, can discuss and design an exact solution for you to ensure that you get the best of the breed of the solution for your organization. Zimbra is and has always been an open core software, which means if you are an existing customer, you are allowed to review the source code. You are allowed to contribute if you really want to add more features or add into some components of Zimbra. So Zimbra provides you the source code access to contribute into the product, or if you really want to review the source code, especially if you are a large government customer and want to ensure there is no malicious content or there is no wrongdoing that is happening in the background with the emails that they store. Why upgrade to Zimbra 9 and who are eligible for Zimbra 9? Any and all of our service provider partners who host Zimbra and deliver it as a service are entitled for Zimbra 9. Any of our customers who are on-premise Zimbra customers and are under active subscription or an active SNS are entitled for Zimbra 9 at no extra cost. So you can download Zimbra 9 and upgrade it if you are an on-premise customer. If you are on a hosted model, you can reach out to your service provider partner to upgrade the environment, or he may already have a plan that he can share with you about the upgrade to Zimbra 9. It's pretty easy to upgrade. There is no complications upgrading from 8 to 9. We still support what we call as rolling upgrades, which means if you are a large deployment and cannot upgrade all Zimbra servers over a single weekend or over a single downtime, you can pick and choose which servers to upgrade during downtime 1, downtime 2, and so on and so forth. So upgrading Zimbra servers has always been easy, and there is no complication upgrading to Zimbra 9 as well. If you need help to upgrade your existing environment, please reach out to the Zimbra partners or us. We can help you, with the relevant information as to how do you upgrade to Zimbra 9. Yeah, so finally, we kind of encourage you to use Zimbra 9, to experience Zimbra 9, look at the new features, experience the new features, the new collaboration features of Zimbra 9. Now I will switch over to a small demo of the Zimbra 9. Can you just confirm if you are able to view my web client as well?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. So when I log in with my credentials on Zimbra, this is how the new Zimbra 9 UI looks like. If I really want to switch back, I can click here, and if you see here, I can go back and open my classic Zimbra web UI. I have a choice of switching from default English language to a language of my choice. So if I want to change it to Bahasa, I can do that. If I want to change it to, French, Japanese, whatever, so I can just go ahead and change the language of my own choice. Go to settings. I am able to define my preferences. So my default options, whether I want to view emails in a pane, or if I want to define my default fonts, my signatures, my out of office, my rules, all of them, I can define it right in this specific window. Now, if I go down, if you see, there are some of the add-ons that I already have in my demo account. So this is Google Drive, OneDrive, Slack, and all of these. So I have done integrations with Google Drive. I have done integrations with Slack and Dropbox. I will just show you an add-on. How do you do it with OneDrive? So you just come here, click on Activate. This will open a dialog box where you will have to key in your Microsoft credentials, a Hotmail ID or an Outlook.com ID. You can just do it and press Next. It will automatically configure your OneDrive to your Zimbra account, and we will just see how do we use it. I have already done it for Google Drive and Dropbox. So if you see here, I will be able to upload my avatar or my profile picture. So if I want to change my profile image, I can do that right from here as well. So and how do I use it? So for example, I have Ellen in this group now. So Ellen has not updated her photograph yet, but Eugene has. So Eugene has a picture to his image, to his profile, so I can see to which user I am sending this email to. I can also see my Google Drive integration. So if I want to do a Google Drive integrations, it will just open my Google Drive, and this is sending it as a link. So if you see this, this will only send it as a hyperlink to them, and they will be able to download the file here. If I want to send a file from, for example, Dropbox, I can attach a file. So I selected this file, and this will get attached. If I really want to send the box or Google integration like this, you see here from the ones that I already have. So any of those Drive integrations you may have, you can do that from here itself. So going back, so I also have something as Zimbra Drive. So Zimbra Drive is a feature where we can actually on this document, or if I want to create a new document, I will open a new spreadsheet and I say, right. So I created an Excel file, and this Excel file is not a share one as of now. Do edit shares and I add Ellen in this group, and I will add Eugene as well. Eugene, and then add him, give him proper access, and then I close it. So once I open this file, if you see, I will be this as of now it's only me, and Ellen and Eugene. Can you open this file? It is called demo 18th June. So green is Ellen, so she's already in here. So she's typing something. So we can do a real-time, document collaboration within the web client itself. Yeah, so I can do that. So if Eugene opens it, then we can have multiple people sharing it. I can download this. I can save it here. I can download this file as a Microsoft attachment. I can download it as an open document format or as a PDF. I can do almost all the functions that are available in a spreadsheet, whether it is functions, charts, graphs, and similarly, I can create Word documents. I can create presentations and work on these documents with my peers, spread across geography. So, for example, I am based out of New Delhi in India. Ellen is based out of Singapore. So, me and her can be working on a presentation simultaneously for a customer. So, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward to share it here, and then we can collaboratively keep on working on this document. It's just not we have to create documents right from here itself. I can upload documents from my desktop client into the Zimbra Drive, and the two of us can actually, work on this document. So if I have some document that is stored on my desktop, I can even upload it in the drive, share it internally or externally. So if I want to share it with people who are outside Zimbra domain, I will just click on this link. I will define, make it public. If I want to set up a password, I just click this link. This will generate a random password. I can also define my own password. So I can do that, and I can share it with you. So I can just copy this link and share it with everyone that are available. So Zimbra Drive, this is about Zimbra Drive. Talking about Zimbra Connect. Zimbra Connect is another feature where I can do, real-time chat with people who are online. So if you see here, Ellen was available here, and I can say, so I can do it right here since I can see her available as green here. I can do a one-to-one quick chat right here. Or if I want to do, a rich text chat, for example, I want to share files with her, or if I want to really, do some emoticons and everything, I can do it from here. I can drag and drop files from my Zimbra desktop, browser to here and share it with Ellen right here in this chat box, and she can access it right from here. I can have emoticons right here, and this is a one-to-one text chat. I can also have a group chat amongst people. So if you see, I am the administrator of this group, and I have like 7 people who are a part of this group. I can also start a group chat if we want to do it. Right, so maybe we can just do start a group chat, and if there are many people who are already online in this group, can respond to it. I can do a one-to-one call, a video call, or even I can do a one-to-many video call. For the purpose of this demo, I am actually doing a one-to-many call but maybe since nobody else is online, I will just click on this call icon. Ellen, I'm calling you now. So if there are, that's me. If there are, other people, so I will just mute my chat here or audio here, because if I unmute it, then we'll have an echo. So we can continue doing text chat here if I have to do, and we can do that. And if we have other people available on this video call, we can do that a one-to-many call as well. So that's about Zimbra Connect. Coming back to third-party integrations on the collaboration front, we have Slack integration. So, for example, if I want to see if Ellen is available on Slack or not, I can see her presence on Slack here. I think she's logged out from Slack. Okay, no, she's available. So if you see her available, I can see her availability in my, if she sent an email to me, I can click her name. And that also will pop up her availability. So if I want to do a Slack chat with her, I will just click on this icon. And this will share my, sorry, I will share my Slack. So if you see Slack workspace, I can actually start chatting with Ellen again. Right, so I could see her awareness. I could see her presence right on my Zimbra web client, so I know that she is available on Slack. And if I want to do a quick chat or a quick audio video call with her, I can do it via this through this interface. So the basic idea is, we can do this integration with many other tools. If you want to use the native Zimbra Connect and the Drive features that are available, you can do that. If you have already invested on tools like Slack and Zoom and Dropbox and all of that, we will make sure that your investments on those technologies are still safe, and we integrate them with your Zimbra environment. Yeah. So I am done with my demo. I will be open for all Q&As that you would have put during this time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Piyush, for the outstanding presentation about how user-friendly it is, Zimbra, and how advanced Zimbra 9 is in terms of function. And the live demonstration also helps us to get a clearer picture on how Zimbra works, especially in helping us to collaborate in building our business project. And also, we would like to express our gratitude to the participants for staying with us. Before moving to the Q&A sessions, we have an announcement to make. Wowrack Indonesia gladly announces that after this webinar, you will be able to integrate Zimbra collaboration tools with your Cloud Raya infrastructure. We also have special package offers for you, starting from 5 accounts of Zimbra Professional and Connect with total space of 80 gigabytes, up to 20 accounts with total space of 100 gigabytes. All right. After listening to the explanation of our two distinguished speakers, now we will begin the most long-awaited session, the Q&A session. I would like to remind the participants that you can raise questions to us by using the Zoom chat features. Don't worry, you can either ask question in English or in Indonesian, and our team will help translate your question. Atau jadi, bagi audiens yang kesulitan untuk berbahasa Inggris, Anda dapat mengajukan pertanyaan dalam bahasa Indonesia melalui fitur chat yang tersedia. Dan kemudian tim kami nantinya akan membantu untuk menerjemahkan pertanyaan Anda. Okay. So Actually, before the Q&A sessions, we already received several questions regarding Zimbra and Cloud Raya. And yeah, it looks like our participants are so excited about this webinar. Yeah. And I will read the question one by one, and then after every question, I will welcome Mr. Rudy or Mr. Piyush to answer. Hello, Mr. Rudy. Mr.
Yes,
Piyush?
thank you. We are ready.
Okay, good. And then for the first questions, is there any free support from Zimbra to upgrade or migrate from Zimbra 8 to Zimbra 9? And also, can we update our older versions of Zimbra to the newest version one?
I will take that question. So upgrading from Zimbra 8 to Zimbra 9 is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. There are published wikis and tech guides to help you upgrade. You can actually reach out to Cloud Raya to help you, upgrade to Zimbra 9. There is no migration efforts that are required. It's pretty straightforward upgrade. And if you are a Network Edition customer under active support or active subscription, you are entitled for Zimbra 9.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Piyush. I hope the participant who raised this question can already get their question answered clearly. And also, we'll move to the second questions. And this one is, why do we need to use Zimbra as an utility substitution other than Google services and or Microsoft services? Is it because Zimbra is cheaper or more stable? And also, here's the second question from the same person. I want to ask too, what is the capacity of Zimbra that is offered? Is it unlimited? And how many people that Zimbra teleconference can hold? And what is the maximum duration if it is integrated with Zoom? Probably this one first. So Mr. Piyush or Mr. Rudy?
Okay, I'll take the first questions. Okay. Why do we need to use Zimbra ya tadi ya as an utility substitutions other than Google or Microsoft services ya? Apakah cheaper or more stable ya tadi itu ya. So basically yes, as far as cost base wise, we can definitely say that it could be cheaper as long as there are features that are needed or are enough within the Zimbra. So pretty much what Google or Microsoft has to offer, it's they have more features or they have more apa ya namanya ya features yang mungkin some of us may not use it or maybe some of us may using it. So basically we are not saying that whether it is cheaper or not. It depends on what kind of fitur yang akan dipakai. Jadi ya, kalau as far as just the 3 collaboration tools or and emails as well, then I would say yes, it will be cheaper and it will be more stable because we have the direct partnership with Zimbra to be able to help to making sure that the software are all apa namanya lebih baik ya kalau misalnya ada masalah atau apa, we can actually leverage Zimbra lebih to help us out pretty much. So and then the second question is, what is the capacity of the Zimbra that is offered? Unlimited or not? I'm not too sure what does this mean unlimited. As far as capacity goes untuk Zimbra, just now like Piyush has mentioned the slides bahwa it can range from just a minimum 10 users into a 10 million users. So yes, I would say that's kind of, we can call it as unlimited, right, Piyush? Can we say that?
Yeah, I mean the deployment can be as big as you want. It depends on the users that your organization has. But yes, it is the license is on per mailbox level. So as many users, you pay for those number of users, depending on what edition that you buy.
Okay, thank you, Piyush. So yeah, and then maybe the next question you can answer. The teleconference can be more than 30 minutes, for example, when integrated with Zoom.
Yeah, so the Zimbra Connect, which is the default, or the integrated audio video component, there is no limitation on how much number of hours you can do. So there is no limitation to that. You can do 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. There's no limitation. However, Zimbra Connect is to get the best experience of Zimbra Connect. It is always advisable to have like 4, 5, 6 people in the same video conference. Essentially, because Zimbra Connect is not a video conferencing tool. It's basically a team collaboration software. It's more of if you want to do a comparison, it is more of a Slack, or if it is more of a Skype for business thing than being a full-blown video conferencing tool. So it's basically team collaboration, and you can have 5 people in the same team room to do video conferencing. And the best part with Zimbra Connect is if you have there is no additional compute that is required on the server side. There is no additional bandwidth that is required on the server side. The connection from one user to the other user is a peer-to-peer connection. So it's going from my laptop to the other user's laptop, not via the server. It is not going through the server. So no server-side compute and no server-side additional bandwidth required doing Zimbra Connect.
Okay, so that means that so with this, I will say to summary that with the Zimbra Connect is actually for a smaller group conferencing, right, where you can interact one with one another, right? So in anything that is more for a group meetings or a good big conference, then we will that basically the customers or the users may have to use the full video conferencing applications. In this case, such as Zoom. Is that correct, right?
That's right.
Okay, thank you. So, if using the last question from the customer, if using Zimbra can be modified as needed for additional backend with Node.js or other web application. So, can Zimbra be modified?
Modified, yeah. So Zimbra, if you're a network edition customer, you have access to the source code. If you want to really contribute into the source code, we as a network edition customer, you are under a certain license and a support mechanism. You are allowed to do that. If you're just talking about changing the UI and the logos, then any network edition customer is allowed to do that.
Okay, thank you, Piyush. Okay, yep, Todi, I think we can go to the next question.
Okay, thank you very much. And to summarize the discussion between Mr. Rudy and Mr. Piyush, we can say that whether you want to use Zimbra or other services, it all depends to your needs. And why do you have to pay more than what you need? If you really need, if Zimbra can give everything that you need, then why don't you use Zimbra? It's probably we can say that in short. And also, if we're gonna move to the next question, it's kind of similar with the first question. It is regarding the upgrade. So here's the question: is the structure, the international digital asset platform structure from Zimbra version 7 and version 9 the same, or is there any difference? And what is possible if I want to upgrade my Zimbra version 7 to version 9 with a migration? Do we need to upgrade it step by step? In other words, going from version 7 to version 8 first and then to version 9, or can we do it directly from version 7 to version 9?
No, so from version 7 to version 9, there has been a lot of change. Uh, so there is no direct upgrade from 7 to 9. So they'll have to probably upgrade from 7 to 8, 8 to 8.5, 8.5 to 8.8, and then from there to 9. So it will be a multi-step process from 7 to 9. An easier way would be, doing a fresh install of Zimbra 9 and doing migrations. So that will be much easier than doing a multi-way upgrade from 7 to 8, 8 to 8 and 8.5, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Yes,
Right.
Mr. Rudy, you want to add
yeah,
something?
I think he answered everything.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's move to the next question then. Can we use Zimbra as mail pooling server? The case is I have cloud email server and I need to connect and collect it to the local server because not all users have internet access. So they need to use the local server to receive and send emails.
Can you repeat that question? I couldn't get that. So why do they need local servers? Sorry.
The question is basically like this. Can we use Zimbra as mail pooling server?
So basically they want to do a catch-all account. So Zimbra.
Yes, correct, Piyush. That's what I think.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's what the intention is.
So Zimbra natively does not have a catch-all feature, so they will have to use open source fetch mail kind of tools, and then fetch mail will deliver it to Zimbra and deliver it to end users.
Yeah, and also one more thing that this attendee is noted is that not all users have internet access in Indonesia, right? So they use the local server to receive and send emails. So meaning that
is possible. So you can have one server pulling all the data from the internet, and then a local server in the LAN or a VPN environment for email access. That's possible.
So basically, it's just a local intranet mail first, and then they can also send it out to the internet once the internet is available or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Dodi.
Okay, thank you very much. And for participants who still want to raise questions, you can still ask a question to us by using the Zoom features chat available on your, what is it? Below bottom right corner. And moving on to the next question. Is the video call or video conference features on Zimbra intranet peer-to-peer or local server, or is it hosted by the Zimbra server?
No, it is hosted. It's basically, the connection is basically a peer-to-peer connection, and the Zimbra Connect services are installed on the Zimbra mailbox server. So there is nothing which is coming from a Zimbra cloud as such. So it's all coming from your local data center in your own country.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Rudy, you want to add something to the answer?
Nope. I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sorry. Thank you.
Okay. Then we can move to the next question. If we already subscribe to the Zimbra 9 that includes Zoom, do we still need to further subscribe the Zoom separately?
Yes. So this Zimbra 9 is just an integration with Zoom. This is not providing any subscription of Zoom services. So what we are saying is, if you are using Zoom, or if you want to use Zoom with Zimbra, we have an out-of-the-box integration with Zoom where you can schedule your meetings from the Zoom and have calendar events in your mail client. This integration nowhere, gives you subscription of the Zoom services.
All right. So, in other words, Zimbra does not provide licenses or subscription services for Zoom, right?
No, that's right.
Okay, thank you. And moving on to the next question. Is Zimbra and Cloud Raya collaboration provide services to integrate content system containing marketplace, crowdsourcing, video conference, group management, and etc.?
Okay, so integration with content system or content marketplace or crowdsourcing, I think we can develop that through Simlet, right? If someone wants to do it, right, Piyush? Is that correct assumption? Hello, is Piyush still here?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry, yeah. So basically, I think the audience is asking that it's Zimbra is available to basically to integrate with things such as content system
Yes.
management or marketplace or even application, basically, right?
Yeah. So as I said, we showcased a couple of integrations with Zoom and Dropbox and other ones. And if the customer has any other application that he wants to integrate, they can work with the partner, or if they have their own development skills, they can develop their own Zimlets to do those integrations that they want to do. So it's pretty open, it's pretty simple. People who understand development would be able to do, create those Zimlets, create those integrations, develop those integrations. Pretty simple.
So that means that it's doable pretty much for anyone to develop an external application into Zimbra to integrate that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Piyush. Okay, Dori, yeah, you can.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, the next question is probably this is for Pak Rudy, I guess. Hello, Cloud Raya and Mr. Rudy. Can we customize our Zimbra packages on Cloud Raya, such as adding more accounts, more than 20 accounts? Thank you.
Yes, I think for right now, what we have for the package that we are offering in this webinar is we have, I think, the minimum was 10 mailboxes, 5 or 10 mailboxes, I forget, and then I think the maximum was 20 mailboxes. So what happened if we have more than 20 mailboxes? Yes, you guys can pretty much get more licenses, jadi bisa beli licenses lagi tanpa harus merubah infrastruktur. Ataupun kalau misalkan you guys need lebih banyak storage, tapi tetap number of licenses sama, mungkin 20 masian, dan butuh storage lebih banyak lagi. Yes, those are the flexibilities on those Zimbra, on the Zimbra package for Cloud Raya. Yeah, okay, Dodi.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Rudy. And since we are almost approaching the end of the Q&A sessions, probably I would like to.
I think there is one more, few more questions here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some questions. Probably like one. Pak Rudy?
Sorry?
One last questions?
Yeah, I think someone just messaged me directly here. So
okay.
So I think this is a good question. I think the features that Zimbra may have is because of mistakes or errors in the content of the email. Does Zimbra has the facility to retract or withdraw the emails from the server?
Yes,
yeah,
so Zimbra has a Zimlet called undo send, so which allows you to stop an email from being sent within a specified period. For example, 30 seconds or 15 seconds. So it'll if you have that Zimlet deployed and you accidentally realize that you missed an attachment, or if you missed, adding somebody in the thread, you can just say stop send. It will stop the email from being sent, and you can correct your mistake and send that email again. So there is something
Oh,
called undo send that's available, and you can deploy it.
okay. So how long is the timer that we can put for the undo send? Is it, we do it like for another hour or something like that before it sends?
Default Zimlet, I think if I remember correctly, is for 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, and if you, if you want to edit it, you can, if you want to edit that Zimlet, you can change the timer to, of your choice, to a time of your choice, maybe.
Mm.
But
Okay.
30 seconds is I think a good enough time for a user to react to, oh, I missed this attachment. Oh, I missed adding somebody else. In fact, there is another Zimlet which is called attachment alert. So if you look at deploying that, what it does is, if it finds a keyword called, please find attached, or whatever, right? So, and you forgot to attach that any message in that body, it will say, oh, you've missed attaching the attachment. Do you really want to send it? So there are Zimlets that help you, email from being sent, or alerting you that you wanted to send an attachment but you accidentally did not. So there are Zimlets that can help you, correct your mistakes.
Okay. So basically we can intervene, right? In terms of sending the emails out, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Okay, cool. I think there are still more questions. Maybe we can take those questions after the webinar, since we are already almost towards the end, right, Rudy?
Okay,
So yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Rudy, there's one short question that there's this one participant that really wants this question to be answered. It is about the webinar. He said that, I'm sorry I am late to come to the webinar, and can we access the recording of this event after the webinar?
Oh, I don't know. That's up to you guys, right?
Okay.
So
okay, then, Pak Rudy.
yes, definitely. Should be able to make it available to be reviewed by everyone for it. Yes, definitely.
Okay, then.
Thank you.
Okay, for the participants who later want to rewatch the webinar, we will further inform you about the link where you can access it. And so this is it. Due to the time limitations, we have to end the Q&A sessions now. Thank you for all the participants who have raised questions and attended the webinar. We would also like to thank Mr. Rudy Setiawan and Mr. Piyush Mathur for the discussion. As for the unanswered questions, just like what Rudy has said previously, you do not have to worry, for our team will follow you up after the webinar has ended. All in all, we would like to express our gratitude once more for your participation, and hopefully at the end of the day, the information you acquire from this webinar will grant you success upon your business project. Should you want to know more about Cloud Raya and Zimbra, you can visit us at www.cloudraya.com and www.zimbra.com. And also, after the webinar has ended, we will follow you up and we will tell you interesting offers that we have after the webinar. Last but not least, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on various offers, new features, and also upcoming webinars. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next webinar.